Hey, would it be? It's your boy Dre OG. Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're rocking with the vibes and the content. But look, we got these secret powers of Earth's magnetic grid, man, that they don't want you to know about. You know what I'm saying? Look, we discuss a lot of things on this channel, but this is something right here, which technologies that we knew back in ancient times. We're not really supposed to be paying for electricity. But enough of that, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all having a good day. You know what I'm saying? We just here to have a good time, spread positive vibes. You know, we're going through this thing called life together, no matter where you come from. Everybody's welcome here on this channel. But look, man, let's get into this video.
Of the landscape, with this idea that the earth has a geometrical nature and that the ancients understood this and would place sites all around the planet connected up into a massive geomantic system. One of my big inspirations was John Michel, and he really believed, you know, as paraphrased here, that the earth was like a huge scientific instrument and sites were placed across the landscape, connecting up energetically, astronomically, and in a scientific system to bring enchantment to the people, to the land, fertility to the animals, to the farms and the plant life and so on. And he really saw it as a kind of spiritual science of the ancients. Then we get on to the more esoteric terms, ley lines or lays. It really is an alignment of 4 or more ancient sites, and this can be from any era, from the prehistoric right up to the Christian time. And it can be over any distance, but it has to be in a straight line. And this was first coined by Alfred Watkins in the 1920s. An Earth circle is really an extension of a ley line, and it goes all the way around the planet, almost like cutting the Earth in two. And we'll see examples of these in our ancient sites across the planet were lined up all around the planet. Archaeoastronomy is the alignment and orientation of sites to the sun, moon and stars at certain times of year or certain cycles. Earth energy lines, these are yin and yang energies that emanate from the Earth, and they often move in random sinuous serpentine ways across the surface of the planet.
Look at that.
Similar to these are telluric currents. And these are alternating electric and magnetic currents that are from the Earth's magnetic field. They strengthen at sunrise and weaken at dusk, and they often form into spirals, and these are often recorded and noted and dowsed at ancient sites. And Earth grids is really all of these in one system, looking at the Earth as a representation of these different geometries and different systems in one whole grid.
In medieval times in Europe, they did types of vibrational testing to find lines of energy in the earth. And these earth grid energies were classically used for demarcating specific vibrational qualities in a location, and also they would build sacred structures directly on the earth lines. The earth lines could be used either for placing the walls of the building on, or
And you know it's crazy. Y'all see this, like the way these pyramids and stuff was set up. It looks like what we see today at like the inside of your computers and everything. You know, this technology is just being re-engineered for the benefits of certain people, certain groups.
or the central axis of the building. And so this
Pay attention.
woodblock print shows in medieval times the dowsers of that time vibrationally testing for where the lines of energy are running in the earth to plan out the city. In Dr. Kareem's biogeometry work, a tremendous amount of detail has been developed talking about the ways that we can detect these earth energy lines and the methods used in ancient times that have now been updated into modern methods to be able to build and work with these earth energies in the classical method of either developing a single building or actually shaping the energetics of entire neighborhoods, communities, or cities. This particular slide here looks at the way that in placing any type of sacred site, which in modern times would be a church in Europe, they would find a place that multiple energy lines come together that are running a specific type of energy. Again, this is an energy often referred to as the energy of sacred power spots. And one of Dr. Kareem's accomplishments, as we'll mention in just a moment, has been to actually identify the specific vibrational quality of power spots. In this particular,
They also use that when he's talking about those, how they set up the buildings and stuff. If you notice, people set up their living quarters in a certain way to, it's called feng shui. Certain people don't buy certain houses if it's not set up in a certain feng shui, and that's the way that they put the energy. Everything is energy. Everything has a energy field, and people know more about this. Certain groups of people know more about this than others, and it's been used to benefit their communities.
Particular German analysis of this particular church.
Us that went to public school,
you can see that
they
there
ain't
are
teach us this
multiple
shit.
lines of energy that are crossing at a particular location. The place of the multiple crossings of lines of energy is where they will place the altar within the church. And another major large energy line will become the central axis for the church.
And when we look at Giza, we find that even Graham Hancock noted this in his 1998 book, Heaven's Mirror. He developed a theory of longitudinal distribution of sacred sites based upon precessional numbers. These are numbers that are encoded into the precession of the equinox, 25,980 year cycle. And these are all harmonic numbers such as 72, 144, 108, etc. But he also found not only that the sites were related longitudinally from Giza, they all were harmonic distances, harmonic degrees apart, but he also accidentally found that they were based upon pentagonal geometry. The numbers of precession are the internal angles of pentagons, suggesting that the precession of the equinoxes is directly related to sacred geometry, i.e. pentagons, and possibly dodecahedral geometries, which we'll see later. So was this a lost universal pattern yet to be discovered? And just to look at it from another level, the importance of the Great Pyramid itself. It appears to have been designed and built to represent the Earth, or certainly the Northern Hemisphere. The height and perimeter of the Great Pyramid multiplied by 43,200, which is one of these precessional numbers, yields figures very close to the modern polar radius and equatorial circumference. The base length of the pyramid is also precisely 1/8 of a minute of degree of the Earth's polar circumference. And so we're finding Earth measurements very simply, in very simple terms, within the Great Pyramid's dimensions. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, really, because if you look more deeply into the Great Pyramid, you kind of see that it is really a repository of ancient knowledge, a repository of ancient mathematics, geometry, astronomy, and very high wisdom. And I believe it was partly maintained and partly built to be a permanent structure to encode all these different high levels of geometry, mathematics, and technologies and energies and so forth. And it was almost deliberately created to withstand many thousands of years of vandalism, destruction, and ignorance, to maintain this high level of intelligence, sophistication, and consciousness on the planet. I think the same can be said for many other sites around the world, and that's why they were built with earth and stone, so they would last and be almost impossible to destroy. And the Great Pyramid itself in Egypt, brilliant research by various people, mainly Christopher Dunn, found that they themselves, the pyramids, were crazy energy accumulators and distributors.
And look at this. You want to know what they want to teach you in like school and all of these misleading videos? They want to tell you that, oh, these pharaohs and all this other stuff, that it was built to put their bodies in memorials, this and that. It's lies. It's misleading information. That's very misleading. But when you get individual groups, and they come from all walks of life, people, they come from white, black, all of that. It don't matter. You got people out here that's willing to go to these sites and analyze things and tell the truth. But you have to decipher that. And you have to look, man, we have to, like, I'm not saying that everybody have to be smart, but look, we have to have some type of common sense. They're not building shit like that just to bury bodies in. One body for one person. That's not how it is. They put statues to remember people like that. But I'm not saying that they haven't found mummies in there, but that wasn't the purpose for the pyramids. It's about energy. It's about the solar system. These people knew about the stars. They knew about planets, bro, before we even got telescopes and stuff to even see them. So who are we? You know?
Mechanical, thermal, electric, magnetic, nuclear, and even chemical.
Look at this.
So
It's crazy.
much going on within these. And there was a whole system that Chris Dunn writes about in the Giza power plant, where they were able to set them up, get the pyramids going, seal them up, and there would be like this constant energy flow, energy machine that could have fed the whole planet. It could have been manipulated so it spread from one ancient site to another and spread constantly around the planet between obelisks, standing stones, mounds, and other such things, even on different continents. But right underneath the pyramid is the great subterranean chamber. And I've been here a couple of times, but I went here when I was extremely sick. When I was here, I was actually inside the pyramid on December the 21st, 2012, of all times. And I was so sick, I got really horrendous food poisoning. But when I climbed down to the subterranean chamber, I became completely healed, 100%.
And I want to stop it right there before he even say anything. I haven't reviewed this video myself. I'm watching it the same time as y'all. That's what I do for 99.9% of my videos, y'all. I would tell you this. What he just said right there was key, because it has been proven with certain vibrations and stuff, you can break down certain cancers in the body, everything. Everything runs on a frequency. If it runs on a frequency, and we do understand that things run on frequencies, that you can also break those frequencies down with simple mathematics. So what happened to him is that whatever frequency was in his body that was making him feel sick, he went down into a different healing frequency. You got to understand, he's going underground. Underground what? What did it say? Put your feet in the grass. He was grounding on a whole nother level. That energy was set up for those type of purposes. But whatever, though. I digress. Let's get back into it.
I was not sick. I just, 30 minutes while I was down there, I was completely healthy. The whole sickness had been neutralized. I was no longer nauseous. I felt energy. I was like, what is going on here? This is utterly bizarre. I came back out the chamber, and I was sick again. I got up to the surface and I felt sick again. So it's almost like some kind of neutralizing energy, like the pyramid power was kind of sending this energy down into this subterranean chamber, and I was completely well for the time I was there. And we know that pyramids do have these particular effects. There's been tests done recently in Russia and Ukraine, and they've been building these fiberglass pyramids which are based upon the golden section, much like the Great Pyramid, although these are much more taller and elongated. And these are some of the results they were getting. They would find that water wouldn't freeze, increased strength of concrete, ionized plasma rising up above the pyramid. Seeds, again, we're getting the 20 to 100% growth increase. Increased resistance to mice with salmonella and tumor. Similar to me, I had like serious food poisoning. I just, got completely well when I was under the Great Pyramid. And increases in yield and so forth. And so we're finding that even just a simple pyramid construction does have these incredible effects. I think that principle was applied everywhere on the planet. This is a quote from Paul Devereaux, who basically...
You hear how he said that was applied everywhere on the planet. So with that being said, look at it, bro. Like when we say we have pyramids here, we really do. And a lot of them have been destroyed as well. But we still have pyramids here in the so-called United States, the corporation of the United States. Y'all let that sink in, They're saying a lot. You have to read between the lines sometimes. It's wild, man. They like to subtly put stuff in there. But these people know, I think these people are definitely doing an in-depth, non-biased research.
It says the same thing, that
And it's
ancient
appreciated.
sites of power were sometimes found and sometimes deliberately constructed to mimic or enhance what could be found in nature. In either case, the forces of the natural world were used, and they were used for a variety of purposes, such as the promotion of fertility and for healing, but the overriding purpose was the need to have gateways through which contact with spirit could be achieved. In the ancient world, there were certain people who knew how to work with the physical world in order to create access to the spiritual.
Yes.
So there's like a combination of different things at play here. The same principles that would enhance your seeds and grains, and this has been tested scientifically, would enhance your brain chemistry and affect your different glands in your brain and give you out of body and visionary experiences.
What would a corporation want to hide from you so much? Information. Information about what? Information about who you are and your roots and what our ancestors knew. Why do you think that these things are happening right now currently? All these wars and stuff like that. You got Russia, Ukraine. Who knows what they're fighting for? We know. And then you got the war on the emasculation of the black man continues, you know? Kyrie Irving, they tried that shit. Now everybody backpedaling, them and all of their lap puppies, whatever you want to call them. All of their puppets, you know, because all of them read from scripts. Nobody, all these people that are going against the grain. But, you know, I want to get off of that. I'm just going to say all of these things are happening for a reason. But you see the stuff with the pyramids, this energy right here is very real. And scientists, I'm talking about the real scientists, have been sitting here with non-bias in their system, and they've been sitting here doing this research. A lot of that gets overshadowed by a lot of the BS that's be going on out here. So it's important for us sometimes to sit down, you know, and check out some of these type of videos. No, it's not gonna be jumping out, oh, this is lit video. It's lit in its different way. It's lit with information that is very beneficial to you. I'll say this. There was a man, and I don't know if he's still alive. It's a black guy. He invented a device that harnesses energy from out of our environment. It goes in line with what the pyramids and stuff were doing and what type of technology was used back then. It's all about energy. That thing was self-sustaining. Now this man, we haven't heard nothing back from him. Last time we heard, he got poisoned. Same thing goes with, you know, a lot of these other people. Like, you had a white guy and you had a black guy. Like, we can't just put it on color at this point. That it's a war on knowledge and information. You got a black man and a white man. They were making vehicles run off of water. And what happened to them? They're no longer here because they made those devices. Because that would do what to big business? That would make it crumble. But it's whatever though. We'd rather sit here and pollute our airs and stuff like that. Keep spraying chemtrails and keep eating all this poison while everybody just sit here oblivious to it. But look, man, we gotta wisen up, and that's people from all walks of life. We have to wisen up, and we have to get it together, you know, as best as possible. So everybody do your due diligence day by day, and then let's just try to become better people. And that's all of us, even myself. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff to work on. And nobody's perfect, but all we can do, y'all, is try to be a better version of ourselves each and every day. That's real talk. But look, enough of that. I see y'all in the next video. And like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See y'all in the next video. And I'm out though.